Hi and welcome back to day day seven of the Christmas Advents. Welcome. Hope you're enjoying your Advent so far, and those with 4 Sundays. I hope you love the gifts that you got in yours. We're just doing day 7 of Christmas of the 12 days of Advent. And also in today's one is the same colourway that is in day 3 of the 4 Sundays of Advent. It all gets a little bit confusing. So I'm just blending this up now. I will talk about the fibres. Bear with me a second because Jo's forgotten her sheet. It's just over here. Bear with me a second. I do apologise. I have been on the ball for the last 6 days and now I've totally forgotten the plot. Right, so we're working with a hand-dyed South Down, and obviously the picture's up on your screen now in the corner. And I'm using the South Down, it's been hand-dyed in a violet colour because it's the Aurora Borealis that's on the image, so I wanted to create a bit of depth and different shades of contrast so that I could add in the teals into it so they'll really pop and highlight. So we are going to get 23 microcamp merino in this really dark purple. Actually, I think it went the other way around. I think it went this way in the other one. And I was blending them up. So we're going to put... Do you know, I've completely forgotten how I did it. I only did it a little while ago. Right, so some days it's just too much to think straight. So I'm going to put this in here, the dark purple, and then I'm going to go in with this plum. Corridale with plum. So far we've got South Down, British breed wool, and we've got merino, and we've got Corridale. So that's that done on there. Then we're going to go in with this merino blend. Just to remind myself, of course, yes, there is Angelina, so I better grab the Angelina as well. So this has got pops of bright fuchsia in there, teal and raven black, just for the deeper tones. I'm going to put on these natural tissue silk. Like so, just for a bit of highlights. And then we've got this, my camera, I do apologise. I'll have to see if it's a new camera phone I've got. So I'm going to have to see if I can tweak with the settings on the colouring because they're not giving you the true colour of what everything is that I'm working with. But this is a lovely apple green mulberry silk that I've got there. And then I've got this dark purple, this violet purple and teal green, or a forest green you could say, bamboo. So I'm going to just hold them together in my hand and then just let them do their thing, and that'll help reduce down the green shade because on the picture that vivid bright green, the limey sort of apple green in the background, is just a highlight colourway. There we go. And I just need to see what colour it is that I'm using for the Angelina, which is this fuchsia pink, if I can just locate it. There we go. Here it is. This one. Just a little bit. And I'm using non-heat bondable. So it's a really soft one. And then go back in with my South Down again. Like so. Okay. Going with my dark purple. That on like that. Go in with my plum. I'm just going to put it straight over the top because it will split into different sections anyway instead of hand painting it on. That in with our multicoloured merino blend. There's dark teals in there and this is raspberry pink. There we go, looking quite snazzy at the moment. Back in with our undyed just silk, just for some highlights. Then we go in with the mulberry silk next. There we go. And then a bit of blue, a bit of forest green, and a little bit of the purple. Just hold on to the tips of it as I'm doing. There we go. Some of my fuchsia Angelina. I'm not going over the top, I'm just being a bit sparingly because it is going over 3 layers. And I'm just going to give this a quick comb down. There we go. And then the last layer. Back in with this dark purple. I think it comes under aubergine if you're looking for the colourway that I'm using on this. There we go. Open up my plum. In the corridor. Like so. The multicoloured merino blend. I didn't want to use black in the background or have too much of it because it's something that can be hit and miss with customers having black in there. So I think you can get away with just having a dash of it. At the end of the day, the image is just an inspiration for colours, and it's up to you how you put them together or how you maybe omit colours because they're not going with, it's not going to go the way that you want it, or you haven't got the exact same colour tone, but you can improvise with something else. If you're not keen on green, why don't you opt for a turquoise instead? Look at other pictures that are a similar theme in nature. So like that picture, why don't you go look up on Aurora Borealis or the Northern Lights and look for colour inspirations that you can use. It doesn't have to be a lime green. It could be a turquoise that you're using with purples and stuff. So, I mean, it's up to you. It's about interpretation. That's all it is at the end of the day. So, I've got the last 3 colours of bamboo now. Then I get my Angelina on and then give it a carding. That green doesn't want to come away. There we go. And a bit of Angelina. And then pack this down and take it off. Scoop up anything that could be left on the front of my letter, because you may have noticed that I don't put sparkle and Angelina on all the days because it's not for everyone's taste. So I try and make sure that in my advents it includes everybody, everyone that likes a bit of silk, a little bit of plant-based fibres, a little bit of glitter, just to make it even for everyone. That's why I don't always just use hand-dyed merinos in my advents neither, because not everyone likes merino. It's a very popular wool to go for because it's a good all-rounder, but not everybody likes it. Some people prefer to work with traditional wools. So, and some of my customers are from overseas, so it's sometimes they can't get the type of breeds that we get, so it's a nice way for them to try it themselves. Anyway, so there is the results of blending up those purples and tealy colours and to look like the picture that you've seen in the corner of your screen. Isn't it really pretty? Yeah. So this is the rolled up. That's one of the 4 days of Advent blends. That's a 100-gram one. Majority of you will be receiving the little dinky version. Oh, there we go. So tomorrow is day 8 and you'll see what gifts we've got in next. You will probably see pictures of the 100-day gram one for the 4 Sundays of Advent. That will have a couple of similar gifts, but I'm not going to tell you what, because they get a couple more in each of their days, so that makes up for them all having 4 bundles, whereas you guys get what you get because you've got 6 lots of parcels to open up the gifts in. Anyway, that's me done for today. Take care of yourselves, and I will catch up with you tomorrow. Have a lovely day. Bye for now.